How are you feeling? Kind of under the weather? Like you've got the flu? That would be the ricin I gave you.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 most viewed TV finales ever.
That's why all of you are here. Nobody does it alone, Jack. You needed all of them, and they needed you.
For this list, we're going by the numbers, ranking the small screen finales for television shows that had the most butts in seats for their final moments. What's your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Are you in the market for a new smartwatch? Check out Get Mojo's list of recommendations in the description below. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe for the latest product reviews, unboxings, and recommendations. Number 20, Saint Elsewhere, 22.5 million viewers. Television finales can be a funny thing. Most people tend to tune in, but not everyone is left satisfied at the end.
Maybe because it's in Cleveland. As in Ohio?
The finale of the 80s medical drama Saint Elsewhere was one that divided plenty of fans, while also serving as one of the strangest ways to send off a series. How strange? Well, how about placing the entire 6-season run within the imagination of an autistic child? Yep, over 22 million people tuned in to watch, as the setting of St. Eligius Hospital was shifted to a young boy's snow globe. This was a surprisingly meta and bold decision on the part of the series creators, but fans today are still debating about whether or not it was actually a good one.
There was a time when Daniel didn't exist, and that time has come again. And I think we should be glad that we lived in the time he did.
Number 19, Full House, 24.3 million viewers. The ABC network's TGIF lineup of comedies was one that featured a lot of future classics, sitcoms that would go on to define a generation of kids in the late 80s and 90s.
Is that a good thing? Are you kidding?
Full House was definitely one of those shows, and over 24 million people sat on their couches to send off the extended Tanner family after 8 seasons. Michelle Rides Again was a 2-part episode that centered around Michelle Tanner's amnesia.
Where the heck have you been? I've been looking all over for you. I know. When we fell off the horse, I got scared.
But don't worry, it all worked out in the end. The original airing of the episode also featured a curtain call from the cast to the live studio audience. Full House was definitely a family show, and this fitting finale emphasized that point to a T. Number 18, The Golden Girls, 27.2 million viewers. The creative forces behind The Golden Girls made a smart choice when they decided to end the long-standing sitcom's enviable run once Bea Arthur revealed that she would not be returning for an 8th season.
Lucas, Dorothy, from the bottom of my heart, congratulations. I love you both.
Instead, Arthur's character Dorothy Zbornak got remarried and moved away to Atlanta, leaving the rest of the cast to embark upon a spin-off series titled The Golden Palace. Although this latter show isn't as well remembered as its parent sitcom, 27 million viewers still loved these 4 friends enough to watch The Golden Girls one last time.
I mean, what can you say about 7 years of fights and laughter, secrets, cheesecake?
Number 17, Newhart, 29.5 million viewers. It's one of the smartest and most unique sitcom send-offs of all time. A meta joke that still makes us laugh today.
Hi, I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl.
The show was Newhart, and the final episode also made a narrative gamble. But make no mistake, Saint Elsewhere this was not. Instead, Bob Newhart awakes in bed with his wife, only it's actually Suzanne Plachette, the actor who played Newhart's spouse Emily in his other sitcom hit, The Bob Newhart Show. Turns out that Bob, aka Dr. Bob Hartley, dreamed up the entire run of Newhart, a dream that Emily chalks up to indigestion.
The maid was an heiress. Her husband talked in alliteration. The handyman kept missing the point of things.
29 million people had no idea what was coming, and this surprise gag was an absolute stroke of brilliance. Number 16, Happy Days, 30.5 million viewers. Fans of the nostalgic sitcom hit Happy Days didn't care that the series basically invented the term jumping the shark when it had Arthur Fonzarelli attempt to do just that. 30 million strong still turned out after a decade-long run to celebrate what they loved about Happy Days and a more innocent time.
And where are we going?
I don't know, but wherever we go, there's no rule that says I can't be your father.
I love you, Fonz.
Love you too.
Passages was the official finale to Happy Days, although unaired episodes did later show up in syndication. Here, Joni and Chachi get married, and there's a huge celebration that includes actor Tom Bosley directly addressing the audience.
So thank you all for being part of our family. To Happy Days.
He gives thanks, raises a toast, and a bittersweet montage plays us out to the tune of Elvis Presley. It's classy stuff. Number 15, Gunsmoke, 30.9 million viewers. Unfortunately, not every series finale is able to tie up all loose plot threads in a neat and tidy bow.
They probably won't ever even come to visit you. I dang sure wouldn't.
Heck, some shows don't even get to shoot a proper finale at all. Gunsmoke was one such show, a television institution that deserved better than getting done dirty after 20 years on the air. Instead, The Sharecroppers was just another Gunsmoke episode, and not even one with any high stakes or intense drama. Still, 30 million plus still tuned in, a number that speaks to the longevity and popularity of the show.
I'm tired of sneaking around out in the woods out there, and I come to face your daddy man to man, and that's all there is to it.
Gunsmoke stuck around in a different form too, airing 5 television films that reunited the cast. Number 14, Star Trek: The Next Generation, 31 million viewers. The world of Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek continues to captivate the imaginations of sci-fi fans everywhere. But it's this sophomore live-action series from the franchise that just might be among the most beloved iterations of them all.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant. My mind must have wandered. What were you saying?
Star Trek: The Next Generation did indeed explore strange new worlds, and did so boldly, while the 2-part series finale, All Good Things, managed to make both fans and critics happy. The episode focused on Captain Jean-Luc Picard and a battle of wits with the enigmatic being known as Q.
You saying that I caused the anomaly? And that the anomaly somehow disrupted the beginnings of life?
There are time travel shenanigans aplenty, but All Good Things is overall quite celebratory in tone, and sends off The Next Generation in style. Number 13, Everybody Loves Raymond, 32.9 million viewers. Who doesn't like a little bit of drama in their situation comedy?
When I get back, I expect everyone to have a proper look of concern on their faces.
Everybody Loves Raymond was able to balance the heavy subplot of a near-death experience for Ray Romano's character with some genuine heart and laughs. This makes the finale leagues more successful than the often heavy-handed nature of a very special sitcom episode, as the Barone family all react very differently, but believably to the story.
I could pick up the dry cleaning if you wanted to.
I don't want you to. You always bring home somebody else's.
Ray is having difficulty being woken up from anesthesia after a routine medical procedure, and there's a moment where tensions are high, but nearly 33 million viewers were relieved when it all worked out okay. Number 12, Dallas, 33.3 million viewers. How do you top the cultural water cooler juggernaut that was Who Shot JR?
Someone who owns the goose, who lays the golden eggs, and cooks it for dinner.
Well, if you're the showrunners of Dallas, you attempt to ensure that one of primetime's most iconic soaps goes out with a bang. The series was no stranger to cliffhangers, and it routinely packed butts in seats as the webs of intrigue, money, and romance played themselves out. Conundrum is a bit more nostalgic and warm-hearted in comparison, as it basically rehashes the plot of Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. Larry Hagman's J.R. Ewing is on the brink of self-destruction, and we, the audience, are treated to what Dallas would have been like without the controversial oil magnate's existence.
Go on. Pull that trigger.
33 million plus viewers at home tuned in to find out. Number 11, Frasier, 33.7 million viewers. There's a lot of lighthearted, high anxiety at play here with the Frasier finale, Goodnight Seattle, as the Crane siblings are tasked with planning a rush wedding for their father Martin.
It'll take more than that to mar our joy in seeing these two become Mr. and Mrs. Martin Crane.
It's a comedy of errors from that point on, reminding us of why the fast-paced humor of Frasier worked so well after originally spinning off from Cheers. Still, there's poignancy near the end, as Frasier recites an abbreviated version of Alfred Lord Tennyson's famous poem Ulysses before leaving his job at KACL.
And though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, we are.
Nearly 34 million people wanted to see what Frasier Crane would do next, while the character himself still seemed unsure. By the episode's end, however, we know that all of these characters we grew to love will be just fine. Number 10. Home Improvement, 35.5 million viewers. There was a nice string of plot points that slowly led Home Improvement towards its finale at the end of its 8th season back in 1999.
Today's show is called Home Repair Addicts. Men who can't keep their hands off their tools.
Tim and Al's Tool Time show was experiencing some behind-the-scenes drama, while the latter was preparing for a new chapter in the form of marriage. There were also some sad moments, such as Al's mother Alma dying of a heart attack, but overall, the long and winding road multi-part episodes of Home Improvement were all about reflection.
You're a good man, Tim. I'm gonna miss having you as a neighbor.
You've been a good neighbor too, Wilson. An odd one.
Over 35 million people joined cast and crew in reminiscing on the show's impressive run, as a best-of retrospective of moments peppered each episode until the final goodbye. Backstage Pass then pulled back the Home Improvement curtain for some behind-the-scenes fun. Number 9. Family Ties, 36.3 million viewers. Family Ties was another sitcom that seemed to find it difficult saying goodbye to its audience. The show prolonged its final farewell in a similar fashion to Home Improvement, as a preceding episode, Wrap Around the Clock, features a lot of older clips that celebrated the show's 7-season run. The actual finale of Family Ties clocked in with over 36 million viewers, as Alex P. Keaton gets ready to move away from his family to the big city.
I'm the one who's going out there. I'm the one who's rushing into God knows what.
The episode is bittersweet, as Alex's mother Elise is reluctant to see him go, and we really feel the love that the Keaton family shares with one another. Finally, the entire cast and some of the crew step up for a bow in front of the live studio audience.
Love you guys.
Number 8. All in the Family, 40.2 million viewers. This bold and unforgettable sitcom had people talking right from the jump, thanks to its dedication to daring and envelope-pushing storytelling.
What are you complaining about? I'm doing all the work. I'm doing all the thinking, ain't I?
All in the Family pressed every hot topic button imaginable, but was still a story of family at the end of the day, with strong bonds tying together all of the extended Bunker clan. Edith Bunker in particular was the moral crux of the show, so when it's revealed that she's hiding a serious medical issue from her husband Archie, things come to a serious and emotionally poignant end. All in the Family would then be spun off into a new series, Archie Bunker's Place, but over 40 million fans saw the original family of controversy say their fond farewells.
I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't nothing without you.
Number 7. The Cosby Show, 44.4 million viewers. There's a lot to emotionally unpack when it comes to discussing The Cosby Show, both with regards to its controversial star as well as one notable fact about its series finale.
Well, you look pretty sharp. You got a big date tonight?
Good one, Theo. Happy graduation.
And So We Commence was actually broadcast partially during the Los Angeles riots of 1992, to the point where star Bill Cosby appealed to viewers of local LA TV affiliate KNBC to stop the violence and instead try to come together in front of the television.
My brother says that if you can't do something nice for a neighbor, don't bother living next door.
44+ million people did just that, although the long-term impact of The Cosby Show's final moments has been dulled over time, thanks to the alleged behavior of its lead. Number 6. Magnum P.I., 50.7 million viewers.
Good. Well, I've really kind of enjoyed this in a way, but I have to wake up now. Bye, Mac.
Fans were very upset that the finale of Magnum P.I. featured their hero Thomas Sullivan Magnum IV getting fatally wounded. So upset, in fact, they demanded a do-over. Although, by all accounts, Magnum's original heavenly visit to Limbo was a fine way to send off the series, Resolutions is admittedly a happier affair. The knots are nearly tied, Magnum goes back to the Navy, and the episode's 50 million-plus audience was finally satiated with an ending of which they approved. Number 5. Friends, 52.5 million viewers. Friends, for many, fits right alongside some of the older classic television programs on this list.
At least I won't spend the rest of my life wondering what would have happened. Where is my coat?
You didn't bring one!
It was a sitcom that grew alongside its audience for a decade, and as a result, deserved a truly epic send-off. Over 52 million viewers settled in for their final visit with Friends, and this finale did not disappoint. Tears were shed, hugs were shared, and laughter was had by all, as Chandler, Joey, Monica, Ross, Rachel, and Phoebe bid their final farewells. It was bittersweet, sure, but Friends had one hell of a run, and this final episode left many fans fully satisfied.
No! No! Oh my God. Did she get off the plane? Did she get off the plane?
I got off the plane.
Number 4. Seinfeld, 76.3 million viewers. It's one of the more divisive sitcom finales on this list, but one that's gotten somewhat better with age.
Okay, now listen. I don't want any scenes in here like the last time.
Don't worry, no scenes.
Don't blow this.
I will not blow this.
After all, this show about nothing was not going to go out and execute some sort of feel-good cliche of an ending, right? Of course not. The finale of Seinfeld instead reminded 76 million fans about how kind of awful Jerry, Elaine, Kramer, and George are at the end of the day. They sort of deserve each other. And the sight of the crew having their collective characters disparaged by a cavalcade of guest stars just sort of fits in with the trouble all of these friends have caused over the years. Love it or hate it, it definitely had scores of people talking.
If I called Jill from prison, you think that would make up for the other ones?
Sure.
Because you only get one call.
Number 3. The Fugitive, 78 million viewers. The next entry on our list might be something of a surprise to some, as the original Fugitive series only ran for a few years back in the mid-60s.
You remember that night a long time ago, when we had dinner with Helen and Dick Kimball?
Never underestimate the power of a good mystery, however, or forget the fact that there were a lot fewer options for small-screen viewers back in the day. Still, we shouldn't disparage the fact that nearly 80 million people wanted to see Dr. Kimball clear his name, find the mysterious one-armed man, and uncover the truth behind his wife's murder. It was a huge deal that almost didn't even happen, as producer Leonard Goldberg apparently heard that execs at the time were, quote, surprised that viewers at home actually cared about these characters week to week and wanted an actual finale.
What are your immediate plans, Doctor?
Well, I'd see some of my family and go back to work, I guess.
Well, what's the first thing you plan to do?
Get out of here.
Number 2. Cheers, 93 million viewers. It was one of the most satisfying endings to any sitcom. Full stop.
You can never be unfaithful to your one true love. You always come back to her.
A perfect storm of sorts that brought down the house for everyone that grew up visiting the place where everybody knew their name. The final episode of Cheers was quite simply appointment television. About 93 million people made sure they were near a television in order to see what was going to happen with their favorite cast of characters. And One for the Road didn't disappoint the nearly 40% of the American population that reportedly tuned in for this epic 3-part finale. There's a lot of little touches too, such as Sam Malone's subtle tribute to fallen bartender Coach before telling a stray customer Cheers is closed.
Sorry, we're closed.
Before we name our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. MacGyver, 22.3 million viewers. Over 22 million fans sent Mac off.
You don't mess with perfection, Mac. Bad karma.
LA Law, 22.1 million viewers. Who knew these lawyers had 22 million fans?
Here's to you, Leland.
Here's to us all.
Game of Thrones, 19.3 million viewers. 19 million viewers stuck it out to the bitter end.
The North is free, thanks to you.
But they lost their king.
Ned Stark's daughter will speak for them.
The Mary Tyler Moore Show, 19.2 million viewers. A memorable farewell witnessed by 19 million close friends.
I'd just like to say, so long.
The Big Bang Theory, 18.5 million viewers. Bazinga, 18 million strong.
I have been encouraged, sustained, inspired, and tolerated not only by my wife, but by the greatest group of friends anyone ever had.
ER, 16.2 million viewers. 16 million showed up to bid this show adieu.
Explosion at a power substation. Multiple burn and blast victims 3 minutes out.
How many?
At least 8.
Junie, clear the trauma rooms. Jerry, get the blood bank to send all their own egg. And Dawn, make sure we have enough morphine to wrap infusers.
Number 1. MASH. 106 million viewers. Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen is one of those pivotal cultural moments. The sort of television history that might not ever happen again.
Well, boys, it would be hard to call what we've been through fun. But I'm sure glad we went through it together.
Stated simply, it is the TV finale against which all others are measured. MASH truly went out in epic fashion, delivering all of the drama, laughs, and tears that defined this groundbreaking dramedy for so many years. Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen wasn't just an episode or two either, but a full television movie, one that took its time ensuring that every remaining MASH character had their stories properly told. This was one heck of a goodbye, and a startling 106 million viewers were on hand to be a part of history.
I'll never be able to shake you. Whenever I see a big pair of feet or a cheesy mustache, I'll think of you.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.